This is the Universal Wrestling Podcast. Inside the ring, outside the ring, it's all here.
We're talking about the greatest sport of all, professional wrestling.
Come on! And now, here's Nick and Keith.
Welcome back to the Universal Wrestling Podcast. My name is Nick, his name is Keith, and today we are going to preview and predict Backlash 2023. Really interesting show leading up to it. A lot of good things coming out of it. Bad Bunny, we got the Bloodline, we got Rhea's first title defense. This is going to be really cool. I'm excited for Bad Bunny. I think I discussed it last episode where it's just such a big deal and Grammy Award winning. I mean, he's the most popular singer on Spotify. I mean, he's dating a Kardashian. I mean, this guy is a stud, and it's really cool when celebrities and the WWE come together. And this is what we're getting in Puerto Rico, WWE Backlash. Before we get to it, Keith, let's hear it, brother. What do you got?
Hell yeah. I mean, the thing I think I'm most excited for with this pay-per-view is Bad Bunny. I think it was the same thing I said at either, if not last video, at some point in the stream or whatever, I was saying that when he first showed up as like Damian Priest's buddy, which I already now we're going to get to, but like when he first showed up, I was kind of just like, why? I don't care. I don't care about this guy. I don't care about the fact that he's got a Booker T song. Like, cool, he's a wrestling fan. Wonderful. So am I. I'm not famous, so piss off. And then just whipped out a very casual Canadian destroyer to the outside, like on the concrete. And I was like, what? Oh my God. And then he's set the standard now for celebrity interaction in wrestling, in my opinion. Absolutely. You know, he's the reason why when Logan Paul came in, it was like, dude better be good or we're going to kill him. We're going to kill him because he's like athletic and like boxes and shit. Bad Bunny is just a fan and came in and just crushed. So I cannot wait to see him in a street fight environment too.
Yeah.
It's gonna be nuts.
It's going to be good, man. Well, let's get to it. WWE returns to Puerto Rico in a big way. 3-time Grammy Award winner Bad Bunny was announced as the host for Backlash in his home of Puerto Rico for a stacked event featuring Cody Rhodes, Brock Lesnar, Sami Zayn, and the Bloodline. And better than just seeing Bad Bunny, and he's not just the host, but he's going to perform. He's going to be in a match against Damian Priest. So let's get to it. Let's start with the United States Championship. Austin Theory as your champion, Bobby Lash and Bronson Reed in a triple threat to tear down the house. Just because of the draft, just because I don't think Austin Theory's story is over with the United States Championship, I'm going to pick Austin Theory. I think this might be one of the easiest matches for me on the card at Backlash. I got Austin Theory. Why not? Keith, let's hear it.
So I'm with you. I think Theory is probably the most likely to retain because I think Theory's going to retain, and I think this is going to kind of wrap up his stuff with Bobby. So that Bobby can now start moving toward that World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah.
Head says Theory. I would love for Bronson Reed to take it.
Oh, yeah.
But if he is on Raw or wherever he ended up moving to or whatever it is, if he's on Raw, it's not a thing then because Imperium's over there. They're not going to put both the mid-card titles on the same brand, unfortunately. But Reed will have his time. So it's not right now, unfortunately, but Reed will have his time. It's going to be a banger of a match. So Theory's going to take it, though. I agree.
Yeah, you don't need to do much promoting for this match. I mean, you got Lashley, you got Theory, you got Reed. I mean, these guys, you know, maybe Theory looks the smallest between these two, but this is a big deal. This is what Theory needs. Theory needs to beat Lashley. Lashley doesn't have much to say that he did lately, you know? What have you done lately? That's what wrestling is all about. That's what a lot of things are all about. And Reed, he's climbing up to the spot. Yes, he's on Raw. Again, like you said, that doesn't make sense. So Theory, I got Theory here.
I think there's a lot of match.
It's going to be a great match.
Sorry, do it. Sorry.
No, you're good, man. Let's hear it.
I think there's going to be, like the most exciting thing about this match is like, there's a lot of like potential for different stuff to happen here too. Like I'm seeing like maybe Theory puts Reed up for an 8 down, which would be an awesome moment for him to see Like you just said,
do it too.
the small one theory, pick up like the biggest guy in the match on his shoulders and do an 8 count.
Yeah.
Now, it'd be like Cena picking up Big Show for an AA back in the day.
Yeah.
You
There's
know, I think
moments
there's a
that can be made.
chance. I don't know that it will, but I think there's a chance maybe Bray Wyatt shows up to pick on Bobby Lashley because they were supposed to
Okay.
have their Mania thing and they didn't. Maybe not. I don't know. Bray has been trending. He's got a new writer and stuff now. Maybe this is where we started again. I don't know. But
Yeah.
there's potential for a lot of cool things in here, a lot of moments, and in general, no matter how you cut it, it's going to be a good match.
Yeah, exactly. Keith, let's get to the next match that's out of left field. We got Omos going one-on-one with Seth Rollins. I said it. I said I didn't want to see the match, Brock versus Omos at WrestleMania. I was surprised. I thought it was a decent match. It wasn't an amazing match, but I thought it got the job done. Omos looks a little bigger. I think they have something with Omos. But again, I don't think it's his time. I think it's just, like I said, for the WrestleMania predictions. Omos in a match with Brock, he won there. Omos in a match with Seth Rollins, he wins again. He doesn't need to win the match. It doesn't make sense. I think Seth Rollins might be one of the contenders in the tournament for the new World Championship on Raw. So easy here, man. I got Seth Rollins. No trickery, nothing like that. I think it's a 1, 2, 3, and it's over. And that's okay. Omos can lose. That's fine to lose to Brock and Seth back to back. A lot of people, a lot of superstars just won a match with Brock. He got a match at WrestleMania. Right. Next pay-per-view, PLE, my bad. He gets a match with Seth Rollins. I mean, come on. You don't need to book this. I don't think they did much planning towards this. Seth wins hands down. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to make these predictions boring, but I'm going to agree with you again here. Yeah, this is another one like when we did our Mania ones where like for Brock and Omos, I was just kind of like, I don't really care that much about this match. It's going to be good because Rollins is involved no matter what. I have made no secret about my thoughts on Omos, about the guy just looking clunky and he just doesn't do it for me. I would like to eat my words on that. I would like to see him get better, and I'd like to see another cool, like swift moving and like well-rounded big man in WWE, especially because nowadays I feel like that's such a rare thing in like all of wrestling to have that big guy like from the 80s and early 90s and stuff. So like I would like to see him get better, but he's still not. If this match is good at all, it's going to be because of Rollins. And yeah, I mean, I think Rollins is going to take it. I think it is going to hurt Omos, honestly, with Rollins taking it. But I also am not really concerned about that because it's not like you had said too. Like it's not Omos's time. I don't mind. It's going to hurt him because he's been beaten twice in a row in the two big feuds he's had in the last two pay-per-views. You said it right the first time, not PLE. So he's lost. He's losing 2 in a row. That's going to hurt anybody that does it. But like, that's okay. Like it would hurt anybody, but like, it's not his time because he's not ready. As much as they want him to be ready, he's not ready. Like if he comes out, if Omos is in that heavyweight title tournament and he wins it, that's going to be a huge letdown for that belt. He's not ready for it. Like because I think a lot of people forget about the fact that like Omos is less than like a year removed from being in a giant ninja costume, like running around with the 24/7 division. So like,
and before that, it was the underground.
Maybe less. I was going to say maybe less than 2 years. I don't remember how long ago that was, but yeah, like this is the guy that started out as just a big dude in Raw Underground, and then immediately went wearing a giant ninja costume. Like,
they see something. They see in him. I don't know what it is. They just have this belief that he can do something. And again, Brock and Seth back to back. Like, come on.
He's getting put in the high profile, and that's fine. But I just don't think he's ready to be there quite yet. I want him to, but it's just not his time. So Rollins is going to take it.
I dig it. Keith, let's get to the next match. San Juan Street Fight. Let's do it. Damian Priest goes one-on-one with the host of Backlash, 3-time Grammy Award winner, Bad Bunny. This is really cool, man. This is like you said from the beginning of the top of the episode here. This is the reason why we're in Puerto Rico. We're not in Puerto Rico for any other reason than Bad Bunny. That's his hometown. But I don't think he wins. I think Priest needs this much more than Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny doesn't need to win a match. He doesn't need to even participate in the PLE. Just having him there as the host is enough. This is another extra, cherry on top. So I dig it. I like it, but Priest needs this. And this is what the WWE does. They'll do this big thing, big celebration, first time in a long time that we're back in Puerto Rico, and Bad Bunny will lose. It's just something the WWE does. And I believe that Priest wins here. He needs it. He is just, I don't want to say he's the odd man out of the Judgment Day, but you could say that. Finn had a great match at WrestleMania with a legend. Rhea is now the champion. Dom is doing, this kid is so hot. Priest needs something. It makes sense. Priest wins here. Keith, let's hear it, brother.
So while I agree with everything you just said, though, this is going to be the first one we're going to diverge on here. I think Bad Bunny's going to win it. I agree with you that Priest does need this because Priest you were right in saying it. Priest is definitely, unfortunately, the weak link in the Judgment Day right now.
Yeah.
But I think part of that is just because they haven't given him a lot to sink himself into, like Balor had the stuff. Balor had the Hell in the Cell with Edge. Dom's been wrapped up with Rhea is mommy. So whatever. Yeah. Rhea could just walk out every week and just be Rhea. And I would be like, she's the best in the company.
Yeah.
She's awesome. So it's just, he just hasn't had a lot to put himself into for it. And I don't think that the San Juan street fight is enough to bring that up for him. He needs a win, but it's this still isn't something whether he wins or loses, this doesn't go anywhere else. Bad Bunny is not coming back for a part-time schedule or a full-time schedule or anything, as far as I know. So win or lose, this doesn't really go anywhere past Puerto Rico. So I think this is one they're going to give, I guess it's hard to say the hometown pop to because they're both Puerto Rican, but I think it's going to be more. It's one of those things that there's more to gain from the headlines.
Yeah.
Of Bad Bunny wins a match at WrestleMania pay-per-view or PLE.
Yeah.
There's a lot more that comes to them for that headline than Damian Priest winning and getting him better off here.
Yeah. Maybe some trickery, Keith.
Possibly. I mean, that's the street fight lends itself to it. Whether it's I don't know who it would be interference by. I don't know who Bad Bunny's crew is or whatever. But Booker T comes out and helps Jesus. Bad Bunny.
That would be great.
Shucky ducky quack quack. Who knows? Yep. But something. I think there will be something. I mean, the street fight lends itself to that.
Exactly.
And I think I honestly, as much as I think Priest needs it, I think this could also help him as well because him losing, then it's something where I don't want the Judgment Day to break up.
No.
Or them throw him out or anything, but it could be something where this happens and then it's Balor or Dom even pulls him aside and just dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You lost to Bad Bunny. And then maybe it is leading to a breakup thing or you start to show those cracks because then Priest can just be you lost to your dad who's super old. So get the hell out of my face. And they're oh, okay, my bad. Never mind. We'll move on. And then we find somewhere for it to lead into, whatever that feud may be.
Yeah.
But he does need something to sink his teeth into. They're teasing some stuff, I feel with the Bloodline. So maybe he is going to get kicked out and he joins them because there was that whole thing when the Judgment Day and the Bloodline were having their little meetings and whatnot.
Yeah.
Priest seemed to be the only one that was really on board with them. So cool, I'm taking him in that. But sorry, getting long-winded again. Bad Bunny's going to take it. The headlines will do more for them.
I dig it, man. Let's get to the next match. A dream tag team match that we thought we were going to get on Raw the night after WrestleMania. Well, that did not happen. Brock Lesnar will go one-on-one with Cody Rhodes. I'm not really, I don't want to say I'm in for the journey, that I can't wait to see what's next for Cody. I want him to win. I thought he should have won at WrestleMania. This just doesn't make any sense. And again, you're going to hear it, the adversity. He needs to do something about this, just like his daddy did back in the day. He's not his dad. He's Cody Rhodes. He should have won at WrestleMania. There's no adversity. He doesn't need to do anything to to become the WWE Universal Undisputed, whatever we want to call it. Roman Reigns' title. Those two belts, that should have been Cody. As much as I just, said that about Cody, I understand it. I think that's the reason why they're doing this, to give him more adversity. I don't like it. I don't think it needs to happen. I think he's faced enough adversity. But for the match, I'm going to go with Brock Lesnar just because of what I've heard with, the adversity, and that he needs to lose so we can be more invested. I'm invested. He should have won at WrestleMania. I said that 3 times. I'm going to shut up. Keith, let's hear it, brother.
Listen, you can say it 3 more times if you want to, because you are not alone in that. So much of the IWC thought he should have won at Mania. I think I'm the one that's in that major minority that was like, nah, dude, that was the right thing to do. That was cool. Really build him up for it. But having said that, I do hear you on it. Like, it is getting a little bit like, it's a little tiresome of like, always at this adversity, he's got to beat the odds and everything. Like, he kind of did beat the odds. He won the Rumble. He went, he came back out of nowhere. He fought a friggin' Hell in a Cell with the most disgusting looking bruise from a torn pec on his body. Like, he's had a lot of adversity he's overcome. So I don't know where that narrative is coming from or whoever's trying to push that, but that's crap. So, having said that, I think he has to win here because I feel like for the same reasons that I was given with Omos, I feel like if you have Cody lose here, it's 2 pay-per-views in a row that he's taken the loss to, with big names especially too. Not that I understand with Mania it was Brock for Omos, but like loses to Roman, loses to Brock. When you think about it in the grand scheme of WWE, those 2 are like your final bosses. Like, Brock Lesnar has been the final, but was flat out the final boss for forever. Putting dudes down with 1 F5 for how many years in a row while he held that Universal Championship and didn't defend it except for pay-per-views. And we were all like, what the hell is this? He still has that mystique. So, like, he's a big name. Roman, he's the tribal chief. He's the head of the table,
Yeah.
So he needs to win. He needs to win here. I mean, I don't really fully understand the adversity thing. He's got to beat adversity and all that kind of stuff, but he's got to get this win to save him from like obscurity, for a lack of a better way to really put it. But it's like, if he loses this one, then it's just kind of like, all right, so his whole, it's starting to get to a point of like his whole character now is just like, I can do this. I got to finish the story. I got to, for my dad, and I got to do this, and I got to do this, and I lose. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Because it's also like, if he does lose this, where does he go from here? And why do I care about where that is? So I think Cody's got to win here because he's got to. Cody takes this one.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's get to the next match. The Bloodline, I guess they're feeling some pressure, and they will go one-on-one. So that is Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, and Solo Sikoa will challenge Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Matt Riddle. Not for the titles. It's 3-on-3. It's going to be really interesting. Like I said, the pressure, you can see. We haven't seen Roman in a while. Heyman's been talking to Roman every chance he gets. It's intriguing. The story continues. The Bloodline story continues. I just don't know what you do if the Bloodline wins. So the Usos and Solo, I just don't know what you do if they win. Doesn't make sense for Sami, Kevin Owens, and Riddle to lose here. I think they need to build momentum. I think they need momentum. I don't know if they have that right now with Sami and KO. I think this would be a big boost for their championship titles. I think it needs to happen. So I got Sami, KO, and Riddle. Let's hear it, brother. What do you got?
I feel you. I hate to say it, like, I'm kind of already annoyed by KO and Sami's title reign. I was all for it. I loved the moment. I loved them winning at Mania. I'm so glad that they both got like some Mania flowers and all that. But like, I hate that it's been almost like immediately since they won. It's like, do they trust each other? And they're like infighting and having this like stuff. Like,
we've seen this.
Man. Like, you guys got to do better. Like, if you're gonna push tag team wrestling, which I feel like they're starting to maybe try to do, and if they're not, I'm going to be pissed because Not Pretty Deadly's on the main roster. So you better get your shit together.
Buddy.
But like, if you're trying to push tag team wrestling, you guys got to write better storylines for tag team wrestling than like, can they trust each other or not? Or do they really get along? Like, I'm over it. And especially with Sami and Kevin, because that has been the story since, that guy El Generico was around back in the day, and that in the old indie companies and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
It's just such an old thing, and I'm tired of seeing that whole thing. So I have them winning here as well to solidify and cut all this nonsense off. To really solidify their team. What's the word?
Yeah, chemistry.
Teamsmanship, chemistry, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
To solidify them as a team, to solidify their bond. Maybe it's something where something screwy happens in it and they both kick Riddle in the face and get him out of there. And it's just the two of them cool, we did it. Great, we're here now. Let's move along.
Yeah.
So I'm taking them. I do feel though, in my heart of hearts, I feel like the Bloodline's probably going to win this. Just to give them some kind of stance to take to have a title match again to get the titles off of Kevin and Sami, because Kevin and Sami are not going to be going to Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
I feel like they want to try to get the belts off them before then, which is unfortunate in and of itself. But I'm taking Kevin, Sami, and Riddle because I want to.
Yeah. And that's a good point that you brought up too. Maybe they win and they have something to say when Roman finally shows his face. Hey, we lost the titles. We lost, I think, 2 matches after WrestleMania. Don't quote me on that, but I think they lost twice after the title match. And, winning here would help. It would, make the storyline a little more interesting, because it's not, I don't want to say stale, but since Roman's been gone, it's just, what have you done for me lately with the Usos? Can you step up? And that's what we're seeing right now. Solo, I feel like he is the main guy here right now.
Right.
As much as I want to see them win, I think it would be interesting to see them win. I think the momentum needs to be behind Sami and KO. And we're forgetting a little bit about Riddle. He looks good. He's doing what he needs to do to get back into, the mix. And I think this is a great way. Doesn't mean much. It's not a title match. Maybe it's something for the Usos to prove. Maybe they need to win this. So I'm sticking with Sami, KO, and Riddle, but that's a good point, man. I think maybe the Usos need something to bring back to Roman and say, here, look what I done. Look what we have done here.
Right.
We beat the tag team champions. Yeah, it was a triple threat, or not triple threat, 3-on-3, but still, we did something.
Yeah. And I think it's so, it's everything. We talk about it all the time whenever the Bloodline comes up, that there's so much story just in general around any of them. So even if it is going to be, even if we're right and Kevin and Sami and Riddle win, maybe it's something where in the midst of it all, the Bloodline's not getting it done, and Solo's just guys are clowns, and he walks off. And that's why they lose, because I do feel like I feel like a big part of the storyline now with the Bloodline is they're building towards Solo, going solo thing, for lack of a better term, pun intended there. He just maybe not going solo, but being the breakout one of it all, where the Bloodline might eventually boil down to just being Roman, Solo, and Paul Heyman. And Paul Heyman just being look at my fucking monsters here. Maybe Solo wins the World Heavyweight title.
Something.
And then it's just those two literally at the top alone on the island of relevancy.
Jeez. Book it, baby. I would love to see that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Keith, let's get to the last 2 matches. They are for the Women's Championship. Let's start with Raw. Raw's Women's Champion, Bianca Belair, who is now on SmackDown, but that doesn't start until after Backlash. Bianca Belair goes one-on-one with Io Sky. This seems a lot more about damage control than Bianca Belair. I'm not sure that's what they want. I don't really feel like there's a storyline here. I think she's just the next woman up, Io. I think she's just, she's ready to go. Doesn't make sense. I don't see why Io wins here. I think if Bianca beat Asuka, I don't think she's going to lose against Io. Not that Asuka and Io or, Asuka's better than Io. I just, I think Asuka's, more of a legend in her own right, if that makes any sense.
Oh, yeah. I
got Bianca here. As much as this is going to be a good match, Bianca's going to win, and we'll see what happens with the titles. But again, I'm not interested. Nothing is popping out saying, damn, this is going to be a hell of a match like Asuka and Bianca did at WrestleMania. This is just another match, give Io a chance. And I think that's what they're doing with the SmackDown title as well, but we'll get to that. I got Bianca, short and sweet. I don't understand why she would lose. I don't see it. So Bianca is going to be your champion walking out of Backlash.
Yeah, you kind of nailed it. This is like one of them. Like looking down the Backlash card, this is like the one that like kind of sticks out like a sore thumb to me the most because it kind of just sounds like this would be like a Raw main event. Like
Yeah.
there's they've been kind of telling the story of like Bianca's been slowly like working through all three of them of all three of Damage Control as like opponents, so like solo coming for her title. Um, as much as I would love for EO to be the one to take it, I would love EO to be
Yeah. I'm not
the
saying she
women's champion.
couldn't.
That'd be
Yeah.
awesome. No, absolutely. She and someday she might very well be. Probably will be. Um, I'm with you. Like if they didn't let Asuka take it off her as like this big memorable WrestleMania moment like that, I don't know that EO's taking it at friggin' Backlash. So yeah,
Yeah.
Bianca's gonna walk out champion. I don't know where it's another one though that like it's like I said, it feels like it's more like a Raw main event than anything else. It doesn't feel like it's something that should be on a pay per view. And it's like it's gonna be a good match. They're both like really good, obviously. So like we're not gonna be like mad about like the match
No.
itself. It's gonna be solid, but like it's just another one of them, man. I don't want to
It's
sound like
like
a
the
broken
next match.
friggin' record. It's
Yeah.
just I'm tired. I'm kind of getting tired of Bianca. She needs a heel turn. She needs something.
Yeah.
She needs a like a refresher
Something.
because it's just she's becoming very John Cena, like just too smiley, happy, everything. Like if you guys are gonna learn from your mistakes, then learn from them. We all wanted Cena to turn heel for like 20 years straight, and you didn't do it.
Yep.
I don't know if anyone else, if I'm the only one that's sitting in a padded room screaming this at the top of my lungs, but it should be loud enough that I think Bianca needs to turn heel. It's not even hard. I said that before in another stream
Yeah.
we're doing. Like Bianca going heel isn't even like a major
Makes
character shift.
sense.
It's literally just she's the exact same character, just like stop doing like Make-A-Wish campaigns or like stop doing like the Be a Star campaign. That's all it takes. Your everything you say is kind of heelish. You just do
Yep.
it with a smile on your face to be a role model for little girls. So come out and be like, I hate little girls. I hate all my fans. I'm the best. Like, done. You're a heel now. You did it. So
Yeah.
it won't happen though. It's going to continue
No.
to frustrate me. But Bianca retains.
Absolutely. And the next match is similar too. Let's get to it. It's for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Rhea is on Raw, so we'll see what happens there. But Rhea will go one-on-one with Zelina Vega. Again, just looks like they put a match together. They're trying to do something with the LWO, but it's not doing anything for me. I get it. They're in Puerto Rico. That makes sense. Bad Bunny is part of, is friendly with Rey Mysterio and the LWO, but I don't know. This shouldn't be Rhea should not be going one on one with Zelina Vega. It just doesn't make sense. I get the reason why, but she's not a worthy competitor. As much as she's improved each and every week, and Zelina is really good on the mic, I think she's very underrated. She's not someone that can go one on one with the champion. Again, it's easy. Rhea wins. I don't have much to say about this match. Rhea, it's just okay, cool. Next, what do you got?
Yeah, Rhea wins. She just won it at Mania. Zelina's not the one to take it off her this soon. Um, I would be shocked if they did, but I don't think it's going to be a thing. And I like you just said, I also don't think it. I don't even know that it's going to be. I don't know that it's going to be much of like a match between the two of them. I feel like there probably will be a lot of like outside shenanigans between Judgment
Yeah,
Day and LWO because they're pushing that story and all,
something.
and that's fine. You guys
Yeah,
can push that, and maybe to help Zelina look like better, they like that spills over into it, and you
something.
know, an errant chair swing hits Zelina by accident, so then she wins by DQ, so
Yeah,
she doesn't win the title. I don't know. It's yeah, I mean, it sucks. It sucks that we're here. We're like at this point almost again in 2023 of like the two women's matches on this card. I don't really care about that much
yeah,
because they didn't do a whole lot to get me convinced into it. Um, there's a good bit of talent in there. I'm not the biggest fan of Zelina's in ring work. She's fine,
yeah.
but she shines on the mic. She's such a good manager.
Absolutely.
Her with Andrade was dynamite, pun intended.
Yeah,
So she's really great that way. She's fine in the ring. I don't think she's amazing. I don't know. Maybe part of that is still just because I'm pissed off that she beat Piper Niven for Queen of the Ring last year. But um,
yeah.
You know,
I had Nevin Piper going over too.
yeah,
Yeah.
she should have.
Yep.
I don't want to get it started.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I mean, no matter how I try to slice it with anything, Zelina has improved, but she's not winning here. It's Rhea. Rhea retains.
Yeah.
Too soon. Rhea retains.
Yeah. Well, Keith, Backlash marks, like I said, it's first time since 2005. They're in Puerto Rico. This is really cool. Again, Bad Bunny in the mix. This is something that wrestling fans want. I want this. I want to see how the arena is going to look. I want to see how, the entrance, the Titantron, things are going to be different. This is a big PLE for the WWE. Let's hear it. 1 out of 10. Give me your excitement level.
Put it at like a solid 7.
I dig it.
Call it a 7.
Yeah.
Because I'll put it at a 7, and I will also say that 4 of those 7 points are just for the U.S. title match. That's going to be awesome. I love all 3 of those guys. I want to see it. I want to see it bad.
I am intrigued for Brock and Cody. I want this for Cody, but it's going to be a great time. I mean, even the Omos match was probably really good just because of Brock, just because what he is as a competitor. So that's going to be interesting. Again, the Bloodline storyline continues. Let's see what happens there. But I'm with you. I think it's the United States Championship match. That's what I'm most interested in seeing. So yeah, buddy, that's our predictions. Thank you for tuning in. You can find us on Twitter at the UW Pod and Instagram at UW Podcast. We are on the Bloodline Entertainment Network. You can find them on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram. We have a Twitch channel. I mean, it's something special. Go check the Bloodline out, and thanks for tuning in. Peace.